Hey, I've been hearing a lot about healthcare eligibility in Quebec lately. Do you know who exactly is eligible for Quebec healthcare?
Yeah, I can help clarify that for you. Quebec's healthcare system is a bit different from other provinces in Canada. Eligibility is primarily based on residency status and certain criteria.
Residency status? That sounds interesting. Can you tell me more about that?
Of course. In Quebec, eligibility for healthcare is primarily determined by your legal residency status. If you're a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident, you are generally eligible for Quebec health coverage. This includes people who hold a Certificate of Selection (CSQ) issued by the Quebec government. If you're an international student or foreign worker with a valid work or study permit, you might also be eligible, but there are some conditions. Person A: what kind of conditions are we talking about for international students and foreign workers?
For international students, you typically need to have a study permit that's valid for at least 6 months. Your spouse and dependent children may also be eligible for coverage. As for foreign workers, you generally need a valid work permit and intend to work in Quebec for at least 6 months.
That makes sense. But what about refugees or asylum seekers? Are they eligible for health care in Quebec?
Yes, refugees and asylum seekers can be eligible for health care in Quebec, but the eligibility process can be a bit more complex. They need to apply for a special program called the Interim Federal Health Program, IFP, or Quebec's own program for asylum seekers. It's important to note that eligibility may depend on their status and the stage of their application process.
That's good to know. What about tourists or visitors to Quebec? Are they covered in any way?
Tourists and visitors to Quebec are generally not eligible for Quebec health coverage. They should have adequate travel insurance to cover any medical expenses while they're in the province. Quebec's healthcare system is designed to provide coverage to residents and eligible newcomers, so it's crucial for tourists to plan ahead.
Thanks for explaining all of that. It's definitely helpful to understand who can access healthcare in Quebec. It seems like eligibility is closely tied to residency status and specific permits or programs.
You're welcome. Yes, residency status is a key factor, and it's important for newcomers and those planning to move to Quebec to be aware of the eligibility criteria to ensure they have the necessary health care coverage. It's a fundamental aspect of our health care system here.